Bismillahirrahmanirrahim to Miss Adrina and to my fellow friends. Today my group Syazwina, ILYA and FAIZ will present about the disposal method. So, firstly, did you know that 17 trees make 1 ton of paper? So, in order to save our planet, we need to reduce the using of paper. So, all waste collected, either not treated or partially treated, must be disposed. Waste not treated is mean that an untreated substance is not clean and has not had special substances added to the product to attack it or make it safe. Example as example is the untreated water, sewage or waste, or next the waste partially treated is a waste that has been added a special substances to make it easily to dispose. So there are method available to disposal method, which is sea dumping, open land dumping, control landfill, incinerator, recycle plant, and wastewater treatment plant, which is WWTP. So next, Ilya will explain about the sea dumping.
Okay, hi, assalamualaikum. So today I want sea dumping. Sea dumping is any intentional disposal of pollutants or waste from ships, aircraft, or any other means into the sea environment. So of course, if we throw something into the sea, it will be unhygienic and environment risk. Okay, Rina, school.
Alright.
Okay, this is the example of sea dumping. The photo based on photo 1, photo in 1964, mustard gas canisters are pushed into the Atlantic Ocean. So millions of pounds were dumped this way. At the second page, an open-air garbage dump tarnished the sapphire coast of Barre, Alaska. If garbage is dumped into the ocean, the oxygen in the water could be depleted. This results in poor health for marine life due to lack in oxygen. So animals that live in the sea could die because of this. For example, the bottles like the photo at photo 2.
Yes.
The bottles and other plastic that we throw into the sea, including bags, can suffocate or choke the sea creatures.
Yeah.
Scroll.
Okay.
Scroll.
Next.
So ni, since the planet ni for the example 3, since the planet have a really big problem with garbage storage, people are making some really radical moves. Here we will see how American company dumping broken trains like picture 1 and picture 2 in the sea depth. So this is one of example that so wrong because it will
Pollutes.
yes pollutes the environment.
Okay.
So next Faiz will introduce you the next method.
Okay, now I will explain about the open land dumping. As we can see, open land dumping is a land disposal site, which is the solid waste are being disposed by burning. The waste that collect by the garbage truck from the domestic area and industrial area we transport to this disposal site. Then this disposal method is most common because many countries applied this
Method.
method. Even though the modern country such as United States also use the disposal method. In Malaysia, also many in Malaysia, many open dumping was exist. It is because this method is low cost and just need a land to open it. Okay, the disadvantage of this open land dumping is it will produce bad smell and it can affect bad health to the human. Other than that, it can affect the environment risk, which is it can affect the pollution to the air and the water. Other than that, it can be a habitat for the dangerous animals such as wild dog and also snake. Okay.
Next. Okay. So next, I will explain about the landfill. Landfill is an area where the garbage collected from the city or town is dumped into an open area. A sanitary landfill or rubbish dump is a scientifically designed area where waste material can be disposed of. So every layer of waste is covered with a layer of soil. So as you can see, this is a wrong method to dispose our waste. So in our country, we use a landfill, or other country also use landfill to dispose their waste. This is one of the useful method that can use to in order to save our planet. As you can see, the waste will be dumped layer by layer in the soil. So we have the electricity generated at methane facility. So from the waste, it can produce electricity. So we can generate it. Okay. So next is this is a typical landfill cross section, which is this is the top soil and this is the protective soil. This green layer is the geocomposite drainage layer, and under it is a geomembrane. It has a intermediate cover. So this is the groundwater monitoring well. It can monitor the water level of inside the soil. So this is the landfill gas monitoring probe. Alright, so this landfill gas management system, and this is a stormwater drainage system. This is the solid waste, and this is the base linear detail. Okay, so next Ilya will explain about the incineration.
Incineration is a waste treatment process that involves the combustion of solid waste at 1000 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Waste materials are converted into ash, flue gas, and heat. And the ash is mostly formed by the inorganic constituents of the waste and gases due to organic waste. And the heat that will generate by the incineration process is used to generate electric power. There are cons and there are advantage and disadvantage of the incineration process. The advantage is a minimum of land is needed compared to the other disposal methods. The weight of the waste is reduced to 25% of the initial value. No risk of polluting local streams and groundwaters as in landfills. Next, incineration plants can be located close to residential areas. And lastly, gases are used to generate power. For the disadvantage, of course, incinerator is expensive. They require skilled labor. The chemicals that will be released into the air could be strong pollutants and may destroy ozone layer. And because of they use chemical, so they need high energy requirement.
Alright.
Okay, next about the incinerator. This is an example. Incinerator at Tokyo, Japan.
Yes. Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, Japan. So next.
Okay, next.
This is an overview of the incineration process. So firstly, waste lorries will bring waste into the waste pit. Then the cranes will transfer the waste mixture into the hoppers of the furnace. The waste will incinerated and will produce a heat at the range 1000 degrees Celsius. Then it turns water in the furnace walls into steam and passed through the turbines at high pressure, and the turbine drives the generator. So it will generate electricity to 12
Electricity to the transmission.
yes.
Transmission tower.
It will generate electricity to 12,000 apa in English? 12,000. 12,000. 12,000.
12,000.
Yes, to 14,000 homes. Also, other materials that produced from the incinerator, also the ash pit. In the bottom, ash. So ash is in the form of solid slumps, which can be effectively used for construction. It also can be used in the construction of road. So next, it will no.
Okay.
Next, it will also produce a flue gas in the flue gas treatment. Flue gas is a mixture of many gases that are obtained as byproduct of the incineration process. These gases are released into the atmosphere, which can cause of many diseases. So it also very bad for human because it will produce like pollution.
Yes.
Because of chemical.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So next.
So
this is like I said in the process. So the lorries will bring waste into the incinerator. So the electricity will generate to 12,000 into 14,000 homes continuously. So how much electricity will be generated is 17.5 megawatts continuously. So yes, this is about incineration process.
Okay. So next, FAIZ will explain about the waste segregation bins.
Okay, now I will explain about the waste segregation bin. Usually, we can find this bin in 3 different colors, which is orange, blue, and brown. These 3 colors are categorized with different solid waste. For the orange color, it is for the
Glass.
for the paper. For the blue bin.
Oh, for
For
the
the blue bin is for paper. For the brown bin, is it for glass solid waste, and for the orange color, it is for the aluminium waste. This waste segregation bin is more efficient than the other disposal method because the separation that we did in this method can easy to manage the waste. The 3R, which is the reuse, reduce, and recycle, include in this waste separation system. For the advantage for this method is it can reduce the waste from it can reduce waste from landfill. Is it mean when we can separate the solid waste, we can apa nama? It can reduce the pollution that can affect to the environment. Then it also can keep the environment clean.
Alright.
Okay.
So next I will explain about the recycle plan, the next method. So recycle plan is a high capital. It is for environmental friendly and it is a long-term profit. Recycle plan is a plan for reprocessing used or abandoned materials, industry plant, works, or building for carrying on industrial labor. So this is the same concept used in FAIZ segregation before. It used a 3R concept, which is reuse, reduce, and recycle. So recycle plan is a collect used object or recycle around the island. It can be reused. The used item that has been collected can be reused by separating the reusable things. So it will protect and reduce waste from polluted our country. Okay, so next is a wastewater treatment plant. Ilya will explain.
So this is the last method that available for disposal method, right, Mina?
Yes.
So this wastewater treatment plant for sink unit and sink grinder, it also need high capital, but it is environmental friendly.
Yes.
Wastewater treatment plant is a facility in which a combination of various processes that are used to treat industrial wastewater and remove pollutants. It will help to avoid harming the environment and human health by eliminate a disease that caused by bacteria and kills harmful organisms. It also will filters out before wastewater leaves the tank and enters the ground. Thus, it will prevent disease from entering water source or reaching plants and from animals. So, this is like the method that used from the industry for the industry.
Alright.
This is it for wastewater treatment plant.
Alright. So next I will explain about the waste management hierarchy. So the first is the prevention, minimization, reuse, recycling, energy recovery, and disposal. So from the top is the most favored option and the bottom is the least favored option. The first one is the prevention. It is prevent pollution by not creating it in the first place. So there is a source reduction. Next is the reuse and recycling. Reuse and recycling. It is collect waste materials and reuse or remanufacture. So next is the treatment, stage of treatment, which is reduce toxicity and release of pollutants. And the last one is the disposal. Disposal is by control pollution by storing or burying waste. Okay, next Faiz will explain about the conclusion.
Then lastly, I will explain about the solid waste management system. The solid waste management system is begin with the waste generation. Waste generation is refer to the how the waste was produced, which is it mostly produced by the human, such as the domestic and industrial waste. And then it will flow to the storage. In this phase, the activity that involved is the solid waste is disposed. I'm sorry. For the domestic area, the waste bin was provided for each house, which is sorry.
Okay.
This phase, the activity that involved in this phase is the solid waste is disposed. For the domestic area, the waste bin was provided for each house, and then it will go to the collection. In this stage, it involves with the placing waste collection bin, collecting waste from those bin and accumulating trash in the location where the collection vehicle are emptied.
Alright.
And then it will separate into two parts, which is transfer and transport and processing and recovery. For transfer and transport, the activity that involved is moving the waste to the disposal site, which is, as we can see, the garbage truck will collect all the waste to the dumping land. Then for the processing and recovery, the activity that involved is employed to recover usable and recyclable from waste stream. The reason for this activity is to improve the effectiveness of the functional of the waste management. And then lastly, to the disposal to dumping site. In this final stage, the waste will dispose systematically at the disposal site, such as at the landfill. Okay.
Okay, that's all from us about the disposal method. Thank you for watching and bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.